It's time for some live side splits stuff. We're going and starting in just a second. Adjust the cameras one last little bit to make sure we got enough of an angle to make sure everything is visible. And I think we're good. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60-ish minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, and right now it's 9 a.m. Eastern. So if you're in for this, welcome. This is our special weekend live where we start super early in the morning so that you can get a start on your day, get your body warmed up, and feel real good and accomplished all day because you got your workout done. Let's go. We are doing a whole bunch of stride split stretching and hip mobility, and we do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully make the suffering, unfortunate parts of the stuff that we got to do a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable, and hopefully we make a bunch of progress towards our side split goals and hip movement. All right, it's time. Let's start. We got 3 warm-up exercises. The first one is the hip car. It looks a little bit like this. We are starting by bringing this knee directly in front of us, lifting it as high as you can using your muscles. From here, we're going to open up that leg directly to the side. If I'm facing you, I'm trying to point my leg directly to the left. Keep the knee high. Then we're going to rotate that leg up. I want you to aim for horizontal first, and then I want you to keep going. I want to bring that ankle up as high as you can go. Your hamstrings might be feeling a little bit tense, feeling a little bit crampy, and that is okay. Just try not to cramp. From there, we're going to bring that leg back, down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull this leg directly behind you. Feel that stretch right here in the front of your hip flexors, and that is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 on the right side, and we're going to get started right away. Take a deep breath. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle way up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. New angle. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4. 5. If you're feeling a little bit off balance, feel free to grab onto something to help with that. Remember, these are about moving your hips through maximum range of motion, so you don't have to worry about being perfect with your balance. You can hold on to something. No need to try so hard to practice that balance. 9, last one. 10. Oh, okay. 25% done. We got 10 more hip cars on the other leg. I have been doing these lives every 12 hours, so I'm starting to get a little bit stiff, a little bit sore, a little bit achy because I'm doing a little bit much. So if you find me losing balance a little bit more than usual, that's probably why. Cool? All right. We got the other leg. Let's go. High knee. Open up that hip directly to the side. Rotate that leg. Bring the ankle up way high. Leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel that stretch here in the front of your hips. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 10. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open up. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open up. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. 10. Those are some hip cars. Going forwards, we've done left leg and the right leg. If your hips are tired, your calves are tense, your toes are working real hard to help you stay balanced, shake it out, do a little dance, and we're going to prepare to go backwards. All right, we're still doing hip cars. We're just going to do them in reverse. So instead of ending with the leg down and back, we're going to start with the leg down and back. From the side, it looks like this. We're flexing the hamstrings, we're flexing the glutes, we're pulling that leg back. All right, feel the stretch here, and then we're going to lift the leg directly to the side. I want you to hit that horizontal angle first, so that your knees and ankles are in the same line. I want you to lift that ankle up, bring it up, 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 up. Oh. And once you can't go any further, rotate, bring that leg, bring the ankle all the way down, bring the knee up, and finish by bringing the knee forward. All right? It's a lot of words, say a lot of stuff. Don't worry. It gets a little simpler when I go boom, 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 and call out the moves. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 2, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 3, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 9, last one, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 10. Oh, man. It's not just the leg, the hip that's doing all the flippy floppy stuff that gets tired. My leg right here, in the calves, in the ankles, are working really hard to help balance while the rest of my body is doing crazy things. And the calves get really tired. You might also notice that your hip is getting quite a little bit of a workout, even though it's not the hip that is doing all of the work. It's the hip that's just stabilizing, trying to keep you balanced, despite the rest of your body doing crazy things. That's normal. We got one last round of hip cars. I hope you're ready. I try to fill it with some chit chat so you can take a little bit of a break. And it's time. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 1. We got 10 more. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. 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 I think that's 4. 5. 6. 7. If you're feeling tired, you're off balance, feel free to grab onto something. You can grab a wall, a door frame, the side of a couch if it happens to be easy to reach. 8. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. 9. Last one. 10. Oh, man. Those are hip guards. That is our first warm-up exercise. If you felt like that was really intense, it's because it's true. The hip cars are kind of a tough way to start. But I don't expect you to be super good at them immediately. That's why we got all of these reps to slowly build up that range of motion, get that heart racing, that blood pumping, and hopefully your hips are feeling a little bit better. They're moving a little smoother, especially after that second round of going in reverse. We're going to move on into our second warm-up exercise. It's a little bit more chill. Get to relax a little bit. And it looks a little bit like this. We're getting into this L shape. Folding forward. If you're just getting up, just getting started, first time you're bending over all day, your low back might be pretty tight. And if you're feeling it, just breathe, chill, relax for a little bit until those muscles start relaxing. And then you'll feel your hamstrings really tightening up. And that is what we want when we do the elephant walk. So far, we're just chilling and relaxing, trying to bring the belly button down towards the ground. And that should get the hamstrings firing. Keep on taking some normal breaths. Massage those hamstrings a little bit if you like. And breathe. All right, from here, we're going to add some movement. We're going to bend one knee. So right now, my left knee is bent. I'm going to keep on trying to bring the belly button down. My right leg is straight. And I'm going to keep on switching the leg that is bent. Oh. When you're doing this, you are pushing the limits of your hamstring flexibility, and it should feel quite weird, quite tense, quite uncomfortable. That is relatively normal. If you're feeling it just underneath your glutes, that is because your hamstrings, when they become tendons and they need to connect to your bones, because that's how you move, your muscles move your bones, those hamstrings end in the bottom of your pelvis, right where your sits bones are, that bony part of your butt when you sit down on something. That is where your hamstring muscles tie into your body, into your bones. So if you're feeling it way up just underneath your butt, that is why. Whew, because we're at this extreme hamstring stretch. And keep on switching back and forth, side to side. What we're looking for is getting more comfortable in this position. It's going to take some time, it's going to take some reps. I want you to keep breathing and keep on bending one knee at a time, switching back and forth and trying to bring that belly button down. Keep on going, bring that belly button down. If you want to imagine trying to touch your belly button to your thighs, that is a good place to start. Whew. If you're doing a bunch of these and all of a sudden you're starting to feel some tingliness in your calves, in your toes, that is normal. If you want to Google what that sensation is called, it's called nerve flossing or nerve stretching. And if you're not doing anything ballistic and super explosive right now, just doing some gentle movement from side to side, it's fine. You should be good to go. All right. Hopefully you're feeling like you're moving a little bit smoother. We can stop now. Slowly come back into standing. And hopefully you can take a quick break. Check out your legs. Relax your toes from all that tingliness. And do a little dance. Shake out those hips. Hula hoop a little bit. That is part 1 of warm-up exercise number 2. We're going to shake out our legs for another second or so, and then we're going to get into part 2 of warm-up exercise number 2. We're going to fold and get right back into that same position. Our legs are about shoulder width apart, hip width apart. We're folding forward, trying to bring the belly button down. We're going to bend one leg. All right, so we're going to take the arm on the side of the bent leg. We're going to reach across to the other side, and what we're going to use that to do is thoracic rotations. It looks like this. We're going to push against the outside of the straight leg to help rotate our chest. And we're going to extend the arm up and behind us. We're going to look at those fingers. We're going to see where we're pointing and see if we can reach a little bit further next time. Other side, right leg is now bent, left leg is straight, right hand reaches across to the left leg. We are pushing up against that leg, rotating the chest, extending the arm, and reach behind you. Try and take a couple of breaths here at the very end of your range of motion. Exhale. And see if you can get a little bit further. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 5 of these. Nice and gentle, nice and slow. I talk fast. You don't need to move fast. So, you ready? Let's go. Left knee is bent. Right leg is straight. We are grabbing that leg. Rotating. Open up that chest. Extend the arm directly behind you. Look at those fingers with your eyeballs. And come on back down. Other side, right leg is bent, left leg is straight. Right hand goes across to the left side. Push, open up that chest, extend the arm. Look at that hand. Rotate, 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 and down. That's 2. We got 3 more. Let's go. Remember, when you reach the tail end of that movement, you're like, I can't get any further. Try to breathe a little bit more and exhale. When you exhale, you release some pressure from your chest, and that might give you just a little bit more stretch. That's 4. Last 1. Open, open, open. And open, open, open. That is some thoracic rotation. Our spines, at least the middle parts of our spines, are designed to rotate, to bend left, bend right, bend forward, bend backwards, and realistically, we don't do enough bending other than the kind where we slouch forward. So, if you have some time today, make sure you get a little bit of movement. We just did a tiny bit of thoracic rotation. If that felt good, you know exactly how to get right back into this position. And I hope you try some cat-cows too. All right. That is the second of our 3 warm-up exercises. If you're just joining and you have no idea what it is that we are doing, we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day to practice the number 1 quality, consistency, because it's hard. It's really hard to be consistent, to work out, to stretch, to do anything that is moderately painful, uncomfortable, and takes your time. So we're training for this one quality: consistency. I show up every single day at 9 o'clock. I try to bring good vibes to the internet, and I hope you join me where we can work on some exercises together. The second thing I care about is community. It's a lot more fun when other people are doing it with you. And I know you can only see me, but in the chat, I hope the good vibes I send out into the internet come back into the chat and you guys get to know each other, hang out. Know that there are a lot of other people just like you working on your flexibility, working on mobility together. And we all come together to hang out at 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. Eastern, like right now, to do some side splits. Cool. Hopefully all those things combined help us get some better movement. Oh, my ankle just cracked super loudly again on both sides. And we work on our side splits together. Cool. All right, let's get into warm-up exercise number 3. It's actually going to be kind of tough. So I'm going to break it down into some small pieces. All right. The next movement that we're going to do is called the Cossack switch. And it looks a little bit like this. We're going to basically squat down on one leg, extend one leg off to the side, and we're going to try and squish as compact and small as possible. This is going to be really hard for most of you to get into right away. So what I recommend is you come sort of into a squat looking position and just hug your knees. I want you to pull your chest to your thighs. I want you to lean forward so that your ankles are a little bit off the ground. All right? And you're feeling that stretch in the Achilles tendon, in the calves, and just hang out here for a little bit. Okay? If you feel too comfortable, you can pull yourself a little bit tighter, maybe straighten out the back, experiment. All right? While you guys hold that stretch and you get used to being squished down, I'm going to talk about different variations we can do together in the Cossack switch. We're doing 10 reps, and the most important thing I want you to know is I want you to have your heels down on both legs. So we're going to start with the right leg like so, and I want you to keep your heels down. On the other side, this leg, the heel is down, but there's very little going on, so you don't have to worry about this one as much. For a lot of us, if you're struggling with balance and you can't quite figure out how to get your hips low, you might have to be at the lowest point you can start at, and that might look something like this, a bit higher off the ground. That is absolutely fine. It's a perfect place to start. You got to start somewhere. From here, we want to try our best to give ourselves a little bit of support. Put your hands down and bring your hips over to the other side, right? And we're going to go back. That is 1 rep. On either end of this movement, I want you to try your best to sit as low, compact, and small and deep into this position as you can. At some point, we want you to get down here as low and small as you can, but you don't have to be there right now. All right? I think that's enough information to start. We're doing 10 reps. Let's go. You can come out of your little ball that you've been holding this position and put your hands down out in front of you. Extend one leg off to the side. Right now, your heels are probably still up, so figure out how to drop that heel. You might be able to hang out in this starting position. You might need to be a little bit higher up. Whatever it is, it's A-okay. Lean forward, put your hands down, and try to scoot that butt over to the other side and squish low. Come back over and squish low. That's 1. And 2. And 3. If you're feeling pretty comfortable with this, you're thinking you don't need your hands, keep that angle leaning forward and remove your hands and give that a try. If that is feeling a little bit uncomfortable on your knees, instead of going as low as you can from side to side, you can come up first, come across, and then sit down as low as you can get and do the same going back. Come up, come across, then sit down. All right? Puts a little bit less pressure on your knees and might make it a little bit more comfortable. I think this is 8. If you're ready to take this to the next level, try to stand up a little straighter. Extend your arms in front of you. This will activate a couple of new muscles. This is 9. Last one. 10. Relax. Come on out of those crazy positions. Take a quick break and breathe. If that felt really tough, if that felt challenging, that is pretty normal because it's supposed to be tough. It's supposed to be challenging. We are trying to work our hips and get them really, 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 really moving. And over the course of those 10 reps, I've been telling you how to take it from an easy variation to slightly more challenging variation to a much more challenging variation, hoping that your hips are prepared because we need them to be prepared for what's coming up next. We're doing 5 stretches for our hips, for our legs, for better movement. And the 5th and final stretch that we're going to do is actually going to be 3 different stretches, 3 different times of stretching for 30 seconds of side splits. So we're going to slowly work all the different muscles that we need to stretch out in order to prepare our bodies for some side splits. So if I would have been doing the sweaty stuff, the cardio-ish stuff to get the blood pump in the muscles worked and loosened up, and now we're going to do what we've been preparing for, some stretches. All right. Take a quick drink of water if you need it, and go grab a cushion to pad your knee if you can. It can be just a couch cushion. It could be a yoga mat rolled up, an old towel, some dirty laundry. Just give your knee a little bit of padding. I have a yoga block here. I'm probably not going to use it because it is a little too high. Whoop. Threw that a little loud. My bad. And hope you're ready, because it's time for some stretches. The first stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch, and it looks a little bit like this. We're going to point our hips forward, our shoulders forward, our head forward. We're going to extend one leg out in front of us, and if you're suddenly, a little bit off balance, you can widen your stance a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight directly in front. And from here, we're taking that belly button, and we're trying to bring it down to the thigh. Okay? So you can start just by folding forward. Try to bring that belly button down to the thigh. Once you've done that, give me a second because I got to spin around to show you a slightly different angle. You don't have to move because I can't see you. And from here, you should be feeling your hamstrings tightening up, getting a little bit uncomfortable. That is absolutely A-okay. Just take some normal breaths. Breathe. Try to relax the muscles sort of down the outside of your glute into the hamstrings. Maybe your calves are tense too. Try your best to just let everything go. All right, from here, we're going to really take a nice big inhale, and then we're going to slowly exhale that air we just took in. And in that exhale, I want you to try your best to bring your belly button down towards your thighs. All right, inhale. Exhale and fold. Your hamstrings should be super tight. Maybe you're feeling some tension here in the back of the glute, just like when we were doing the elephant walk before. Take some normal breaths. Try to relax. I know it's uncomfortable. It's all tingly and stuff. Take some more breaths. Relax, 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 relax. And when you can, we're going to do one last inhale, exhale. Ready? Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down to the thigh and when you're as low as you can get, it's time. 30 seconds. That's all we're holding it for. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Feel free to massage that hamstring if you got a free hand that's not being used for balancing. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, bring that leg in. If this is your first time joining in the future, I recommend you checking out to see if you have a leg that's a little bit more stiff. And start with the leg that's a little bit more stiff, because I spent a little bit more time explaining the process on that first hamstring stretch. And in the second hamstring stretch, because you know what's coming up, I do a little less explaining. All right, we're switching to the other side now. One knee is down, other leg. Everything is pointed straight in front. Open the legs a little bit wider if it helps with balance, or bring the belly button down to the thigh. Come on down. Try your best to relax and just take some normal breaths. Remember, all this folding is coming from the hips. You might notice my back is rounding sometimes, and that is not the end of the world. But I do want you to try your best to not turn into a ball, all right? The folding comes from the hips. The stretching comes from the angle of your hips. So even if you turn into a ball, you're feeling a stretch in the middle of your back, and that doesn't actually help you at all for the stretch. So you don't have to do that. Cool? All right. From here, we're taking the big inhale, and we're folding, and we're exhaling. Ready? Inhale. Exhale and fold. Take some normal breaths. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. Massage those hamstrings if you want. Try to relax as much as you can for a second here. We're going to do one more inhale, exhale, and then we'll be starting our 30 seconds. I hope you're ready, because inhale, exhale, and fold. By this point, you might notice that you have one leg that's more flexible than the other. We'll talk about that in a sec. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that stretch. Oh, relax for a second. Breathe. If you want, you can kneel, you can squat. Oh, you might have noticed that my right leg, the leg that we just stretched, is way more flexible than my other leg. I have an old hamstring injury, probably at this point from a decade ago, that realistically I did not rehab very thoughtfully because I was just a teenager and being a kid. And I'm noticing it now after putting lots and lots of time into stretching. I'm noticing that my right leg is making a lot of progress much faster than my left leg. So one of the things that you can do while we do this live is start with the less flexible leg when we get into the stretches. Most of the time, I spend a little bit more time explaining that leg or explaining that first leg, and we spend more time in that stretch. If you give that leg a little bit more time, it has a better chance of catching up to the other leg, okay? Oh, that is our first stretch. We're going to do stretch number 2. You can sit on down on your butts now because we are doing the butterfly stretch. The butterfly stretch looks a little bit like this. We are bringing our feet together. We're pulling them into our groin, and we are trying our best to bring our knees down into the ground. So the goal of the stretch is to stretch out this area over here. For most of us, when you get into this position, you're probably actually starting to fall backwards. And it's important to then, hold on to your leg and be really pulling yourself down to keep yourself from rolling backwards. I recommend you do this stretch in front of something, either a couch or a wall. I recommend a wall more than the couch because it will protect your shoulders and your head, and it'll help you to push down into your legs in a little bit, and you'll get the why in just a second. From here, we're trying to use our own muscles and strengthen our own muscles as much as possible. So I want you to use the outer thigh muscles, your glutes, to help open up your legs. What that really means is your knees need to come down to the ground. Use your muscles to do it. If you can't figure it out because it's your first time, that's 100% okay. It'll take a little bit of time, but you'll figure it out eventually. As long as your knees are not coming up when you're trying to flex those muscles, you're probably not doing the wrong thing. All right? From here, we're going to take our hands. We're going to apply a little bit of pressure to the knees. If you have a wall behind you, you'll start feeling pressure in the back of your head and your shoulders because that is where your arms are attached to your body, and it's going to push into the wall. I only have a couch, so I'm not feeling that as much, and the effect of the stretch is a little bit reduced. but that's okay. We may do with what we got when we got it. All right. Push those knees down, contract those muscles. Here we go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Really try to bring those knees down. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax those legs. Take your hands off your legs for a second. If your legs are feeling like they're stuck, they're not moving, you can give them a little shake. Give them some gentle movement, and they should wake up, and you should be ready to get into into stretch number 3. Why am I saying side splits? It's not side splits. We're doing standing pancake. Come back up into standing and shake out your body. So far, so good. Oh, let's get into some standing pancake. The goal of the pancake is to just fold forward with your legs wide. All right. So I'm going to do it at a slight angle so you can see what that means. We're going to open up the legs decently wide, nothing crazy. We're going to try our best to fold at the hips, bring that belly button down towards the ground, and keep on going and going and going and going and going and going. Until your head is like literally in between your legs and you're folding like that into a pancake. It is a really hard stretch. There's a lot of flexibility, and most of us are not going to be anywhere near close to that, including myself. So we're going to do a variation that has gravity doing a lot of work and helping us out. And that is a variation where we're folded like this. When you're at this angle, your head, your chest, your abs, everything is just being pulled down by gravity, and every little bit of extra help counts. So I want you to get into this position. I want you to take a decently wide stance. It doesn't have to be crazy. As long as it doesn't hurt at your hips, here, you're good to go. From here, if you extend your arms above your head, you'll feel the power of gravity even more, and that will help pull you down into a deeper stretch. If you want to go really wide and really deep, you can do that. If you don't want to do that because it's really painful and really hard, don't do that. If your legs are a little bit tired because you've been doing a lot of reps, you've been doing all of the lives, you can do a variation that's seated. So you can sit your butt on the edge of a couch or something that won't slide out from underneath you. You can open up your legs decently wide or as wide as you like, and you can fold forward from there. Again, extend the arms in front of you, and you're ready to go. Pick whichever variation you'd like. We're going to get into the position, and we're going to do 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. You can also change the variation you're doing. You can pick up the intensity if you like. If you started too intense and you go backwards, that's okay too. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that is enough. Come out of that however you can. Come back into a seated position if you were seated to begin with. I'm kind of stuck somewhere in the middle right now. Hold on. Okay, pull that leg in. And congratulations, you just did the hardest stretch of the whole entire thing, the standing or seated pancake. Take a break, relax, breathe. If your inner thighs are really struggling right now, that is because when you're holding this position, your muscles are actually tensing up and lifting your whole body weight for 30 seconds. And the deeper you are in the stretch, most likely you're going to be weaker than in any other position. So it's going to be extra hard on your muscles. And that's why your inner legs are probably struggling right now. Oh, the other thing that is probably struggling right now is your hamstrings. All right, when you bend forward, your hamstrings basically start here, just behind and below the knee, and they go into the bottom of your pelvis. If you've seen an anatomical skeleton, you know the pelvis is kind of like a heart-shaped thing like that, right? The hamstrings connect to the bottom of the pelvis, and where you would see that in real life is like somewhere upper mid-thigh, right? But when you fold forward and you go like this, the bottom of your pelvis has shifted. The bottom of your hips has gone from mid-thigh to like way out here, right? That's the stretch that you're feeling, the distance from here to there. And then the more you fold forward, the deeper you get into that stretch, the higher the bottom of your hips go up, the more of a hamstring stretch you're going to feel. So it doesn't matter if you're just touching your toes and you're bringing your legs together, or if your legs are apart and you're folding forward, oh, like in a pancake. As long as your hips are folding forward, your hamstrings are going to get stretched. They're going to be really unhappy with you. And unfortunately, they're just going to have to deal with it because we're going to crush them. We're going to master them. All right. That is a long spiel to give you a couple of seconds to rest after the standing pancake and the seated pancake. If you have just joined in and you're wondering why I'm explaining all these things, we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day at 9 p.m. and on weekends, like right now, at 9 a.m. Eastern. We do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, make stretching, doing kind of painful, suffery-ful things on the ground every day a little bit more bearable, a little bit more fun. So if you've liked the show so far, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. If you haven't decided yet, you're not sure, we got plenty more to go, so stick around and we're going to keep stretching. Whew. Where am I going with this? We just finished the third stretch. It's time to move into something a little bit more chill. We're going to move into some pigeon. I believe we did figure 4 12 hours ago. Yeah, so let's do some pigeon stretch. The pigeon stretch in general looks something like this. We bring our leg across the body. We're going to grab that leg. We're going to bring it up to as high as you can, and we're going to try and bring our chest down towards that leg. Like every stretch that we've done so far, really we care about the folding at the hips. It just looks like the chest is coming down when we are doing this. This is the stretch. We want to feel the stretch here in the outside of the glutes and the outside of the hip. And boom, that's your pigeon stretch. All right. So how do you do this without standing? Because my standing explanation was to just demonstrate some of the qualities. We're going to sit our butts down. We're going to bring our leg across our body from the front. It will look something like this. Bring the leg across. I want you to take the midpoint of your chest in between your two pec muscles and kind of pick the midpoint between your knees and your ankle and try to line those up. All right? That will get you pretty much 90% of the stretch. This back leg, if it is impossible for you right now to bring this back leg back behind you like so and have the knee facing down, don't worry about it. You can keep the leg slightly bent and off to the side and still focus on that pigeon stretch and get a really great pigeon stretch. If you really, really want to make sure that every time you're doing something that looks like a pigeon, you're getting as much of it as possible, then you can elevate that front leg, get the hip slightly higher off the ground, and that will give you a little bit more space here to get the leg and the knee facing the ground underneath you. All right, that is pretty much all we got for the pigeon stretch. So you can decide what variation you want to do. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can alternatively do something like this on a low couch. You can cross that leg over. Once again, extend this leg behind you. I'm going to scoot a little bit over here so you can see what my hips are actually doing. And that's a great place to start. Cool? That's our pigeon. Let's go. Midpoint of your chest to the midpoint between your knee and your ankle. Fold forward. Put that leg behind you if you can. And Feel that stretch in the outside of your hips. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. I want you to breathe nice and gentle. Try to relax as many muscles as possible. Fold that belly button down. Imagine that your belly button is trying to touch the floor. And 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If it's suddenly feeling like the stretch got really easy, push your feet towards your face, and that will make it way harder. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Oh, that's the pigeon stretch. We got one leg done. We got one more leg to do. So go ahead and get into position. Again, we'll bring the leg across our body. We are trying to bring the midpoint of our chest to the midpoint in that leg. If you have really long legs, this might not be the actual optimal place for you, so you can experiment a little, but the midpoint is a good starting point. Cool. Drop the hips as low as you can, and then fold forward. Feel the stretch out here in the side of this glute, and let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If it suddenly starts feeling really easy, push your foot away from your groin towards your face, and it will get a lot harder. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that stretch. That is our fourth stretch. We have a total of 5, so we're basically pretty much just doing side splits from here on out. So far, we've stretched a whole bunch of different muscles, hamstrings, outside of these glutes, some of these hip flexors. And now we're going to combine them all together and do some side splits. If you have never done anything remotely close to a side split before, don't worry. We break it down into some smaller, easier pieces, and then we work our way into a deeper side split. So let's get ready to go. One thing before we begin is a little bit of safety. When you're trying to figure out your side split position and you're in a deep leg wide position like this, when you're leaned forward, it's no big deal. You can stay pretty comfortable in something like this. But part of this stretch has you trying to lean back a little bit and trying to figure out some new positions. And when you're trying to figure out new positions, occasionally you might lose your balance a little bit. If you were falling forward, it's not the end of the world. You can catch yourself with your hands. But when you start falling backwards, it starts getting really scary. So I recommend you do this stretch right in front of something that you're ready to fall back into. In general, I prefer if you do this in front of a wall because your shoulder can hit the wall, your low back, your butt can hit the wall, and it'll keep you safe. Your butt won't fall 3 feet into the ground, and it won't hurt so bad. I have a couch right behind me, and so I'm using the couch to make sure that I have something to fall back into. So for you guys at home, I recommend you stand 8 to 12 inches, just one footstep, a footstep and a half in front of whatever you're ready to fall back into, and you'll be ready to go. Cool. Let's open up the legs decently wide for our side splits. If it's uncomfortable here at the hips, you can just stop, bring your legs in, and worry about the distance a little bit later. Cool. We're going to fold here, bring that belly button down, point it directly into the ground. If it looks like how we set up for the standing pancake, that is absolutely right. From here, when you're folded forward, your hips should be in the right position to get into some side splits. So you should be able to actually open up a little bit deeper into your side split position without pain. All right. From Here, I want you to try your best to put your hands down on the ground. If you can't get there quite yet, having some books, some thick textbooks, some yoga blocks, maybe even a small stool might help. And from this position, I want you to try your best to externally rotate your legs. What does that mean? I want you to rotate the leg so that your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. When we're getting into this position, so far, our feet are down, our knees are kind of pointing up at an angle. Maybe they're pointing towards the camera, so in front of us. And I want you to rotate that leg so that the toes are pointing up, the heel is down, and the knee is pointing more up. You don't have to perfect these angles. I just need the knee pointed up because we need to rotate the thigh bone so it doesn't smash into your hip bone, so you can get into a deeper side split position. All right. Whew. Once you're here, walk your hands back. Try to sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can break the friction holding your feet back. And we're done. That's it. 30 seconds is how we're holding it for. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. You can experiment with how far forward or back that you can lean and play around with this position. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Remember, don't hold your breath. Remember to breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that's enough. Walk your hands forward, pull your legs in. Oh, come back into some sort of kneeling position. Doesn't have to be a kneeling position. As long as your hips and your legs are not being stressed out, you're good. From here, we're going to try our best to relax our leg muscles, our hip muscles as much as possible so that we can get into round 2 of the side splits and be in a position to be as relaxed and as loose as possible, because that's a lot of what stretching is all about, controlling the amount of tension in your muscles. All right. We put a lot of tension into our hips. That's why they feel the way that they do right now. And we're going to try and shake out that tension so that we can be as loose as possible for side split number 2. So when you're ready, come back into standing and let's shake it out. If this is your first time joining in the live, I want you to imagine that you just got out of a jacuzzi, a hot tub, or a swimming pool, and your legs are a little bit wet. You realize you can flick that water really far. You're going to flick that water into the eyes of your enemies. You're just going to bother some people. All right. What I want you to do is I want you to flick that leg out. And when you do that, when your leg is relaxed and you're just whipping the leg, the water will fly off your toes and it'll fly super far, and your unsuspecting enemies will just get a little water droplet on their forehead. All right? That is how I want you to imagine your first couple of flicks. And then as you get more comfortable, you can let the knee come down. You don't have to flick as hard, and just relax the leg. Keep it loose like you're whipping it around, and flop, 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 flop. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Flick, 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 flick. And as you get more comfortable with that relaxed ankle flopping around, calves swinging all over the place, flicky motion, you can drop the knee, relax the leg, and just shake it out, shake out all the tension. What is this good for? Why are we doing these crazy loose jellyfish looking things? At the end of the day, we're trying to get into deep splits and we're trying to get into stretches. We're trying to control the amount of tension in our muscles. The more tense our muscles are, the harder it is for us to get into a deeper side split. So when we do these things, we're shaking out our muscles. Our calves are flying over the place. Our quads are flying over the place. There's just no way for our legs to be super tense, right? If you've done some bicep curls, you know that if your biceps are super tense, you'd only be able to move like this. You'd be like a funny robot King Kong thing going like this. And that is exactly what we're not doing. We're flopping around. We're shaking out the legs, shaking out the muscles so that you are loose and ready to get into some more side splits. All right. We did the legs, and let's do a little bit for the hips, because when your legs are in this position, your hips are working hard. What I want you to do is lean all of your weight into one side, and then put a little tiny bit of weight down right here in that other leg with the leg slightly bent. The ball of your foot, the big toe, is all that's down. And what we're going to do is rotate the leg in and out, in and out. There's almost no weight on this leg. Nothing else in the body is moving. The only thing that's moving is the thigh bone where it connects into your pelvis, into your hip. All right. And this is not intense. We're not doing this because this is a workout or something. We're doing this to just move the leg, help shake out the tension, relax the muscles. And once you've done a couple of those, we're ready to move on. Other side. Lean and put all your weight into one leg. Just gently place the other foot down. Rotate the leg in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. If you feel like this looks like a dance move, it looks familiar, you want to do some stanky leg, add it in, make it fun. This is what we're all about, making fitness and stretching and hip mobility a little bit more bearable, a little bit more enjoyable. And if that's what it takes to help you enjoy it a little bit more, by all means, let's do it. All right, we've done some loosening up of the hips, some loosening up of the legs. It's time to get into side split number 2. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever it is that you're prepared to fall into, whether it's a wall or, in my case, a couch. And we're opening up the legs. From here, we're folding, bring the belly button down straight into the ground. Put your hands down if you can. If you can't, maybe you need to elevate them on something just a little bit. You should be able to get a little bit deeper into the stretch now compared to round 1. And I want you to walk your hands back, externally rotate your legs. I'm going to scoot my butt over here so that you can see what externally rotating the legs means. And we are starting in this position, right, where your feet are down. I want you to rotate the leg so that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. This rotates the thigh bone so that it doesn't smash into your hip bones, and it lets you get into a deeper side split stretch. From here, we're going to walk our hands back towards our hips so that more of our body weight is right over our legs and helps us get into a deeper side split stretch. We're going to do a little wiggle from side to side to see if we can break the friction, holding our feet back from sliding out. And with that, we're ready. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, remember to breathe, don't hold your breath, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done. Walk your hands forward. Oof. Bring your legs in slowly underneath you. And, oh man, let those hips, let those legs relax. Breathe, chill. And when you can, we're going to shake out our legs one more time. Let's go. Come back up into standing. If you are just joining in for the first time and you don't know what we're about to do, this is what I want you to try. I want you to try to shake water off of your legs like you just got out of a swimming pool. And I want you to whip that water out in front of you as far as you can. So you got to whip that leg and take that same whipping motion. Start to dial the intensity back. Let the knee come down and just sort of shake and flop and wiggle that leg out. The whole time, I want your ankles to be nice and loose. I want your calf muscles to be nice and loose. And I want you to sort of flop around. Shake, 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 wiggle, 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 jello. Same thing on the other side. We're going to start with that more intense whipping motion where you're whoosh, sending a water droplet flying across the room. And then as you get more comfortable with it, let the ankles relax, drop the knee down, maybe even lean over to one side so the leg can flop around freely without your muscles working too hard. Whew. That leg is mostly relaxed. We're going to work on that hip a little bit. We're going to put all our weight into one leg. We're going to drop just one leg or this other leg slightly on to its ball or the big toe. And there's almost no weight on it, right? We're going to rotate in and out, in and out, and in and out. You can try a bunch of different angles. You can try to make this more fun, more dance movie, less dance movie, whatever you want. And you might notice that because we're doing this with almost no weight on the leg, once you figure out how to use those muscles, you can actually add a shake into our regular leg wiggles, into this shake. You can combine it with that shake and get a little bit more looseness and wiggliness. You might notice that if you start doing this one pretty fast, the quad muscles can start just shaking and flopping and going all over the place. And you can add that in when you're shaking out your leg and doing the regular shake, 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 wiggle, 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 flop, 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 flop. You can get the whole leg, whole hip to start relaxing a little bit more. When you've got all the pieces put together, the relaxing stuff shouldn't take more than 5-10 seconds. But when you're just figuring it out, take your time. Explore. Play with those joints. See what muscles are flopping around, shaking, relaxing. And let's get ready to get into side split number 3. Hold on, I got a little notification from TikTok. Thinks I'm a robot. So I gotta solve a puzzle real quick. Let's get into side split number 3 and wrap this up. Open up the legs. Oh, whoops. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever it is that you are prepared to fall into. And open up those legs. I need to remember to scoot a little bit off to this side. From here, we're going to fold forward. Once you're folded forward, your hips should be in a good position to get deeper into that side split stretch. So see if you can put your hands down now. If you still can't, you can elevate your hands just a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of support. From here, we're going to externally rotate that leg. Both legs. You can't see the other leg is cut off, but you have to do this on both sides. Your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are up. We need to rotate the thigh so it doesn't smash into the pelvis. All right? From here, you can see if you can get deeper into that stretch. Do a little wiggle from side to side. Walk your hands towards your hips. Put more weight into it. Perhaps you're close enough to the wall that you're leaning against. Perhaps you're close enough to the couch that you can sort of lean against it and see if you can sit a little bit more upright. Put your weight directly up above your side split leg muscles. And that's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. If you're in a position like this where your hands are down and you've been locking your elbows the whole time, experiment with bending your elbows and see if suddenly you feel like there's a ton of more weight on your legs. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Walk your hands forward. We are done. Bring your legs in. Oh, if that was too much, then you need to be crawling on the ground. You need to just flop down for a little bit to rest. That is absolutely okay. Do what you got to do. Take a quick second to rest. And what do we have left? We're going to shake out our legs one more time. We're going to do a couple of quick joint checks. And then I'm going to sit back much closer to the phone so I can do some Q&A, look at how the comments have been going, because I haven't gotten a chance to get to the cameras, to get to the phones in quite a bit, I think since the beginning of the live. Whew. Okay, let's go. Come on up into standing. Let's shake it out. Shake out those legs. Oh man, my legs are tired. I lost balance immediately. Shake, 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 shake. If you haven't been adding your arms in this whole time, letting them be like little T-Rexes, or shaking out your elbows, letting your biceps flop around nice and loose, your wrists hang out, add those in. Your arms haven't been working as hard as your legs, perhaps, but they are holding up a lot of your body weight, and they deserve a little bit of a break. Shake out the other leg, let them relax. If you're just joining in, you have no idea how to get into this floppy position. Imagine you're flicking water off of your toes, and take that motion. Drop the knee, relax a little bit more, chill it out. Ooh, and there we go. We're here. That's the leg shake. As long as your muscles are relatively loose, you're floppy and you're shaky, is good. That's all you need to do. Next up, we're going to do some of that hip stuff. Instead of just gentle hip, we're going to take a little bit more pressure into the hips. So instead of leaning to one side, I want you to pop into 10% of a squat, 20% of a squat, and have your knees kind of pointing out 45-ish degrees. From here, once again, I want you to lean most of your weight to one side. I want you to bring the ball of your foot or your toe open on the other side. And from here, I want you to try to your best to open up that hip as wide as possible. Then rotate the leg all the way in to really get full range of motion out of that hip. So open as wide as you can and bring the leg in as far as you can. Notice how nothing else in the body is moving. Everything is happening here at the joint where the thigh bone is connected to the hip socket. 3, 4, 5 of these is all you need to do. Just try your best to bring the knee all the way in, all the way out, all the way in, all the way out, all the way in, all the way out, and take a break. Shake out the legs again. Your quads are probably kind of tired from holding that 20% of the squat, so give them a little bit of a break. If your legs are feeling quite tired, you can do the easier versions that we were doing earlier, where you can just whip your quad muscles back and forth and really get that jiggle, that relaxation going. We got one more side. Let's go. 20% of a squat. All your weight is in one leg. This leg is on the balls of the foot, and we're opening up that hip as wide as we can. Then we're rotating that knee in as far as we can. Internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation. Keep on going. Just a couple of reps is all you need to do for the moment. And if your hip muscles are feeling tight and tense after that, again, shake it out. Nice and gentle version. And wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Once your legs are feeling a little bit looser again after that, we're ready to do some quick joint checks. You shouldn't need these, but they are very thoughtfully designed to make sure that you've done a quick test to make sure everything is good. All right. We're going to do a couple of quick hip circles. If you've been able to shake out your legs and go crazy, you're probably fine. But when you're doing these nice and slow, you might feel a whole bunch of places where your muscles are a little bit tender, need a little bit more attention and stretching. I feel a lot here in the sides of my hips. So when you're here, give yourself a little bit of extra time to take care of those things. From here, we're going to do a quick knee raise. Bring those knees up as high as you can. You should know immediately if those are feeling a little bit weird. So you only need to do one. From here, we're going to pop into a bit of a squat. I want you to fold your chest down to your legs as much as you can. I want you to bring your knees forward, as far forward past your toes as you can. I want you to feel that stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your lower calf muscles. And I want you to feel that pressure in the knee because your knees are forward. From here, you can hold on to the ground. You can hold on to something for balance. I want you to try your best to do a calf raise. All right? 2 calf raises, maybe 3 calf raises. If you can do all of these, you can maintain balance. You can stay in these positions nice and compact. Then most of your movement patterns for these joints are working well, and they can work well together. So you've done your joint checks, and we're ready to wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency with me today. If you don't know already, we do 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, because suffering on the floor by yourself is not so fun. I try to bring good vibes to the internet. I hope you bring good vibes into the chat, get to know each other, support each other, count off how many days you've been here, and hopefully that combination of consistency, community, and good vibes helps all of us, me included, make a whole bunch of progress in our hip mobility towards better movement and towards our side splits. Cool? All right. Oh, if you haven't yet, hit follow, hit subscribe. We are live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's Monday through Sunday. And on the weekends, which is right now, do a bonus lives at 9 a.m. Eastern. So it should be Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Whew. If you like the show, hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things. Keep coming back because we practice a lot of consistency, and that's the most important quality. Showing up, giving your body a little bit of love, and hopefully it works better for you for a lot longer. Cool? All right. I'm going to check the chat and see what I've missed since I've been way back over there trying to do some stretchies. I got a light over here, so I'm going to kind of turn off. Nighttime. Okay. Oh, dragging the camera over so I can see and read the chat. Joy for Life 149 says, thank you so much for the smiley face. Thank you for being here. Alicia Boza says, just what I needed. Lovely. Incredible. I'm glad I could be here for you. And I'm glad that you found the live. You came in and you said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to follow this crazy guy at 9 a.m. in the morning and do some stretches. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to scroll up and see if there are any questions or comments that came in earlier during the live when I wasn't quite by the phone to see if there's anything I can answer. In Pursuit of Simplicity, welcome back. Thank you for being at this great session. They said great session first. I'm just repeating it back. I'm not just blindly complimenting myself, I promise. Holly Lucille got a comment back from Travel with Roxy. There's a lower body, hip mobility, and middle split stretching follow along workout. Ooh, okay. I'm going to look for Holly's message. What are we doing here? Lymphatic movement? No, that might be a slight bonus. Well, that's not a bad idea. I should look into that more specifically. But what we're doing was we're shaking out the tension in our legs, in our arms, and trying to relax our muscles as much as possible. When you shake them out and you see them flopping around, there's just no way for them to be super tense, right? Since I'm sitting right here, we're going to do a bicep example. If you just did a lot of bicep curls, if you've done 3 sets of 8 or 10 at some heavy weight, at some point your biceps will be so tense that even if you stop doing bicep curls, you won't be able to straighten out your arm. Like trying to get your arm straight again is going to be challenging. And that tension is not what we want, especially when we're doing the side splits, right? If after doing 2 rounds of side splits, our legs stopped opening up, then we'd start getting higher and higher and higher in our side split instead of getting deeper and deeper and deeper in our side split. So because we do 3 rounds of 30 seconds of side splits, we do 1 round, we shake out the tension and try to loosen up our muscles as much as possible in the hips, in the legs, so that when we do round 2, we're as loose as possible to get the best possible results. Cool? That's the... Ooh. Accidentally almost closed the TikTok app. Whoops. Queen God's Child 55 says, good morning. Good morning to you too. I don't know how I got so far from the camera. I'm like reaching really far forward. Came for the functional movement, stayed for the stanky leg. I love it. Yeah. I enjoy making the lives fun. Some of these movements, when they look a little too technical, somebody's explaining all of the anatomical features and naming all the scientific names of muscles, sometimes it can be a lot. So when you can take those ideas, integrate them, but also still make it fun, do some stanky leg, that's what I do. If you have good ideas for other movements and other dance moves we can integrate into the show, just let me know. I would love to put them into the show. I just can't think of any other ones at the moment, so let me know. Susan says, I'm a single mother. I'm looking for love. Whoops. I should not have read that comment because that was a mistake. Moving on. Scrolling. Is there anything else in the chat that... Need tutors. Skizmanda says, same baby deer legs for sure over here. Ooh, mine were so wobbly it had to bend a little. It's totally okay. The splits are tough. Most of the stretches that we do have a component that requires some strength, right? And it's going to be challenging, but it's also a pro. If all you did was just really gentle stretches that you didn't struggle with, you might also get flexible, but you probably wouldn't build very much strength. So any of these moves where we're in and your legs are going, and you can't hold yourself up, especially in the moves like the standing pancake. We're in this deep split position and we're folded forward and our legs are contracted and they're starting to shake and get really tired. Those are opportunities for us to strengthen those leg muscles, right? Every time your legs are wobbling, they're trying to contract, they're trying to figure out how to be strong. And maybe right now you're still wobbling, maybe you're still struggling at the moment, but I promise, given a little bit of time, you will get stronger and you'll be able to control those angles a lot better. So it's going to be challenging now, but you'll get better. Believe it. Okay. Mayra says splits are tough. Absolutely. Splits are basically just really advanced hip mobility, right? Like we care about some basic level of hip mobility to be able to do things like squat down, maybe to lunge down, maybe to be able to get off the floor or sit on the floor cross-legged, or even just be able to sit down on the floor without feeling like you're going to fall backwards, right? Some basic level of hip mobility is super important, but side splits specifically, maybe not so much. They're cool, they're fun, they look badass, and they take some time to train, but realistically, you probably don't need that much flexibility or mobility to get by just fine in most of your daily life, or even for your advanced goals, like being able to pick up your grandchildren from the floor when you're like 85, like those more challenging goals require more hip mobility, more coordination, more strength, and the best time to train it is right now. But that's besides the point. Side splits are tough. And part of the reason they're so tough is because they're like really extreme forms of hip mobility. And that's hard. Okay, I'm gonna keep scrolling. I don't know why I moved all the way back there to talk about why hip mobility is so hard and side splits are so hard. All right. What we got? I'm scrolling. Travel with Roxy says hi. Hello. Skizmanda said good morning. Okay. Hey Sheena, welcome back. All right, I'm gonna scroll to the bottom of the chat and catch up with people responding to what I've said so far. Skizmanda says, thank you for the great stretch again. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here and staying consistent. My whole body is wobbling. That's great. That's a great sign that you're training your whole entire body. So absolutely perfect. What else we got? I think that's pretty much everything. Travel with Roxy says, thank you so much for today. And if I didn't scroll far enough back into the chat, into the beginning of our live to see your message, I'm sorry. Throw the chat back or throw the message back into the chat if you have a question, and I'll do my best to answer them. It was getting to the point where I was scrolling through a lot of stuff and it was just like blank has liked the chat and I couldn't find that many more messages. But if I missed yours and you got something that you wanted me to see, make sure to throw it in the chat and I'll respond to it now. I got one more message. Oh, over here on YouTube. If you don't know, I go live on two platforms. YouTube is over here, and then TikTok is over here. Neko Panda says, where are you? And then Anir Bankar Makar 7816 says, keep it up, man, and sends lots of 100% scores. Is that what those are called? Like when, do you know the emoji when it's like 100 and there's like two red lines underneath? Should I call that like full score? 100%? 100? I don't know what those go. Okay, never mind. We're moving on. I don't think I see any more comments in the chat. So I think that means it's time to wrap up. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency with me today. We just did 60 minutes or so, 65-ish minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. If you like having somebody do the workout with you, if you like a little bit of help trying to stay consistent, because it's so hard to keep showing up, suffering on the floor, doing stretches, then I'd like you to know that we do this live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means there's another one happening in like 10 and a half hours or something, 10 hours and 45 minutes. This happens Monday through Sunday at 9 p.m. And on the weekends, which is what you're at right now, we do the live at 9 a.m. as well. That started an hour and 15 minutes ago. So That only happens on the weekends. Feel free to come back next weekend, but usually our normal time is at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you need a little bit of support, you need a little bit of help to stay consistent, this is the place. All you gotta do is hit follow, hit subscribe, click the thingies in my account to make sure that you get notified for the lives, and keep coming back because we do this every single day and have been doing it for like 6 months. I think I might have missed one day in the last 6 months. So I'm here and I hope to see you soon. Travel Darcy says, see you. Skizmanda says, thank you so much. I see everyone tonight. Oh, lovely. See you soon. Okay, I'm closing out. I'm wrapping up. I'll see you all. Goodbye. And now.